We got to do it so it's far enough that my hair is in it.
Your hair is sort of in it.
And that I don't look super fat.
But it also looks like...
And we're going to have some condensation tonight, boys and girls, because if you look at the
it'd be
sky,
raining.
It's actually really beautiful.
It
I don't
is
know how
very
much you
nice,
can see there, but like there's like a
if we move out of the way, watch.
Yeah, look at that.
Look at that. We got some funkiness.
So
in the cloud situation.
welcome to Marital. Hey.
Welcome. Thank you.
I'm Stacy.
I'm Douglas.
We're married.
Yes.
We don't hate each other usually. Not tonight.
No, sometimes.
Sunday, kind of hated him.
We're kicking off the long weekend in style with Marital Hate.
Yeah. So we hope everybody probably not going to get a lot of people tonight because people are off doing.
Well, you never know.
Things.
Maybe people are stuck in traffic and they put us on their phone on the dashboard. They're sitting on Route 3.
I'm just going to tell you right now. If you're in the car with your children,
do not.
You need to change the channel.
On the Marital Hate
May. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now what you're going to expect on this podcast. I'm crazy.
And she talks a lot.
And I talk a lot. And we don't agree about like a lot of stuff. Nothing. Particularly sometimes we get into politics and one of us is a liberal and one of us is a self-described conspiracy nut libertarian.
And one of us likes blue cheese and the other one thinks it's icky.
Gross. And I will also say that I'm like really, despite the appearance, I'm very type A and organized, and Doug is an artist and musician. And if you listen to our title song, that's him.
I'm a mess.
Anyway, our friend Mary Marvelous is here.
Oh, hello,
so good
Mary.
To see you. We're so glad
you're here. I have not heard the name Mary Marvelous in quite some time. Yeah,
I know, right?
Happy
to see you.
Yes, indeed.
So we do interact with our followers while you're here. We love when people comment and become part of the conversation, and it's something that happens just about every night. And the thing that's really cool is all of the people that normally follow the podcast have all become friends with one another. And like,
it's not mandatory, however.
I get like check-ins, like I get like notes from their moms, like we're not going to be there tonight because we have this or whatever. Yeah. And like they tell them,
they feel bad.
And then they're like, oh my God, wait, where's Charlie or where's Ann or where's Tracy or everybody, or like Deb Georgie hadn't commented for like a week, and I'm like, oh my God, are you okay? Yeah. So welcome to being a hater. Oh, look at that. So we forgot to put Mary up on the screen. She's here, and then Ann's here, and Ann is one of the very regulars that we were just talking about. Yeah, our haters.
Yeah, we call them haters,
and we're so lucky because Ann is going to be our first guest.
She is going to be our first live guest.
I don't know what we're going to do with her yet. We haven't even talked about it.
We don't know.
We're just throwing you on that. I'm like, we're going to have a house guest. We're going to have to do something with her.
I'm like, I don't even know her. So, she's great. Have you met Ann in person?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay. So we always will have people over, and people. Well, not now. Like we haven't been having a lot of people over because I've been not feeling well. And we're broke. And I have a chronic illness, and
I do not.
Of course, you guys both know, but. There's other people watching too. So I have Lyme disease and I have been disabled by it for the last 10 years. And I have a lot of days where I want to die. And I
can't get out of bed.
And I talk about it openly on the podcast. And right now I'm in agonizing pain on my entire right side and the middle of my left back. The left middle of
flank.
My back.
It's a flank pain.
I don't like to be called a flank. It makes me feel fat.
No, that's what that's like an athletic thing.
P.S. I used to be super hot and I'm having a really hard time looking at myself on the camera because I don't look like the person I think I look like in that mirror. It's like watching that movie today. We'll get to that.
I think you're beautiful as ever, and I think I'm the one that's fading with the good looks here.
I don't know. I was looking at Matt Damon today, and you guys look like twins. Maybe Matt Damon and Steve got switched to the hospital.
Matt Damon.
Doug has a brother.
We're the same. Actually, Matt Damon is a little younger, I think.
Doug's father and
sister and brother. Sorry.
Doug's father. I don't know if she's saying. Okay, I don't know if Jen is saying I'm still hot or you're still hot.
Probably just.
But I will tell you that if her daughter was here, she would say Doug all the way because that little one's got designs on you.
She's got 2 years old.
But you know what? You may have your neighborhood crush, the little girl who just thinks that you're the greatest in the whole world. But you know what I have? Lizards who are fighting over me.
Yeah,
I have 3 lizards
they were
that
watching
want
you
to
swim
fuck
naked
me.
today.
So So there. So Donna says we're both hot and stuff. Well, thank you, Donna. Donna, I cannot wait to be your prison wife. I've told people that when I go to prison, I'm taking you with me because it's the only way I'm going to survive. You'll fuck everyone up and make delightful snacks. Like, I feel like if anybody would make some amazing shit in a prison kitchen,
yeah.
Oh my God, Donna would be like,
well, we got this 8
she'd be like, okay, I got these
and,
Cheetos and I got these ramen noodles and I got some tomatoes that I found in the garden.
And then she'd use the excess ramen noodles to make some sort of garlic.
No, I think she'd use the whole thing to make a goddamn lasagna.
Oh yeah, probably.
A Cheetos lasagna?
So,
oh my God. So tonight I am baked.
So Donna did catch my father, mother, sister, and brother line. So
yeah, she did.
That is
Donna's line.
And I actually said that before I knew you were on, Donna. So that's how dedicated we are.
Whenever Donna thinks someone is stupid or does something stupid, she goes, what are their father and mother, sister? And it's the funniest thing.
But she also has the accent. So it's father and mother, sister and brother.
It's so cute.
Yeah, it's amazing.
And she's so, Donna, no, I have yet to meet anyone in the world who can make me laugh harder than Donna. Donna is the funniest fucking person because you guys think I'm animated and tell a passionate story. Donna will tell you to hold my beer. She would walk in the door and drop the motherfucking mic. Her stories are amazing. Amazing. And she tells them with such gusto.
And she has a lot of stories.
And she teaches me new words.
Oh, yeah. No,
Donna,
new phrases, new words. No, not on the
show. Anyway, I like learning new words. She doesn't like lizards. We're friends with the lizards.
I feel bad because it's 72 out here right now after the rainstorm. And he's like sitting there and I'm like worried about him because he lives in our railing.
Donna and Ann are too far away and Jen's got little kids, so she can't like hang out with us. So we made friends with the fucking the lizards.
And Todd has showed up.
Todd's here. What's up, Todd? We're so happy you're happy Friday. Donna is taking her hammer. I believe I have told the hammer story on the podcast, Donna.
But I don't think you said it was Donna. So now you're outing Donna with the
I did not say that it was her story. I said I have told the story of the hammer. She said I'm taking my hammer. Okay. So you're gonna have to get it out of evidence. I want that hammer so bad. We could have Donna. You could probably have like an auction, and people would get into a bidding war over that thing. It's famous. Legit. It is contagious, and she's claiming the 5th. Yes, you can claim the 5th. Oh no, she's like Belle Biv DeVoe. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. Oh no. Do you like my hoodie?
I do like your hoodie.
It's cold. It's 72.
It's brand
72.
Yeah, it's from 72.
It's like we live in the
It's probably gonna go up a little.
Tundra.
Arctic is Arctic tundra. Yeah,
it's like we live in the Arctic tundra. It's 72. So what I do have on for all my South Shore girlfriends, my little South Shore friends, Scituate hoodie. You can take the girl out of Scituate, but don't touch my fucking hoodie.
It's 70. It says it's 75.
I don't think I even have hammers. We can't even keep up with her. Sunday it's in the 80s. Yeah, during the day here it's usually 85 plus.
Well, Marshfield it's 55
right now.
75 here. So
yeah, but we live in Florida.
Well, it's just rainy,
no income tax
nonsense.
Woo! And no income.
No income.
Well, we're fucked. Actually, we're extra fucked because we had to spend a little money today to pay for the restreaming software. The trial was up, and
but it's a sacrifice we make for you.
Yeah, it just means folks. no Hulu.
I was going to say you people, but that's never
like,
a good term to use.
We're going to have to give up like Hulu or what? Like, what do we have to give up?
We already gave up our
you don't know anything about money.
No,
we gave up Hulu. By the way, YouTube last day is the 31st.
So then what are we doing?
But I think we sign up for another trial. Sign up for a trial in your email, and then we sign up a trial in Marital Hate.
That's how we get them. That's how we get them back.
Signing up for fucking trials. We're doing it hood style. Oh, look at that. Lila Ellis is here.
Oh, look at that. Hello. She has actually been on this lanai.
Donna said it was cool there today too. So just so everybody knows, when your comments come up, we try to respond to them as quickly as possible. Sometimes it takes us a little while. And even if you can't see other people commenting in the thread, we can see the comments that are coming in as they come in on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Although we haven't had any Twitter comments on our videos, we've had a lot of viewers. Yeah. We got 143 new followers this week.
Magic number right there.
So 143, and I don't know if you know anything about numerology. I really don't, but what I do know is 8 is the number of money. So
yes, you did.
So we'll get back. Let me finish my story. You can circle back to that.
I will.
So 143, you add the numbers together. First of all, 143 means I love you. And when we lived in Scituate, on Surfside Road. There was the Minot Lighthouse and Situate Lighthouse. We got married at Situate Lighthouse. We lived right in between the two. I used to say we were stuck between love and marriage because the one on the left, Cohasset Light, linked 143. And the funny thing is, it's allegedly haunted, and it's a Portuguese woman, and I'm Portuguese, who is screaming for her lost love. Like, you can't make this shit up. Like, the world that we live in is crazy.
Why doesn't somebody bring her lost love? One thing, it can't be that hard to find.
She died in a hurricane, or she died in a hurricane, or a nor'easter. Sorry.
Somebody goddamn died. They haunted.
I forget my storms.
Okay.
Nor'easter, hurricane, it's all pretty much the same. Yeah. Especially when you have waves going over your house. Yeah. But we have a remedy to that, and we'll share it with you. Anyway, nor'easters. So 143. Don't go to the next topic until I'm finished. 143. So 143. If you add the numbers together, you get 8, and that's the number of money, which is good because we made a little investment in the show today, and we're hoping it'll pay off.
And that's the number of my birthday.
We'd like to thank all of our followers. And if any one of 143 is not the number.
No, 8 is my birthday.
Oh yeah, and 8 is the number of your birthday. Then why don't we have any money? They would actually add all the numbers up for your birthday, all the way across 11, 8, 65. Anyway,
great! Now people are going to steal my identity.
Now you know. You can Google Doug, and you find out that his life sucks. It doesn't really suck. And we're going to get into
my social too, everyone?
We're going to get into that. It's so funny. I have somebody else's social memorized. I can just say it.
Oh, you also have a dead guy's active credit card.
I do. I don't think it's active. I miss you pouring a liquid onto your boobs, Lila. Yes, you did. You did. So for anybody who missed last night's episode, you really want to catch the first, I think it's like the first 17 minutes. I talk about Clearly Canadian.
And for those of you who don't know, Clearly Canadian, it was a beverage from the 90s that they've brought back.
It's now available at Costco.
It's like a Canadian soda.
Sorry. Have we talked about how much I fucking love Costco?
Okay. Well, I just want to explain what happened with the liquid in the boobs last night. So she did like this splashy thing, with like soda.
You got to see it.
And
I screamed, lick my tits, and he wouldn't do it.
Well,
that's why we have marital hate.
We were live.
So every time I try to look.
And I'm cutting down on sugar.
What are you doing?
Get away from that's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate.
It's inappropriate. Yeah, but not.
We're married.
If we're gonna do that on the internet, we're making more money.
That's true, but we got to advertise for our OnlyFans page somehow. Todd says you need to take up an offering from all prospective cult members to pay expenses for the podcast community. Oh, so if you haven't been here before, I do have aspirations of being a cult leader, and we've been actually kind of making plans.
I don't know if it's really a cult unless you have some sort of edict or some sort of manifesto.
The edict is I don't know. Let's laugh, let's cry, let's cringe. We'll have fun, good times, good food, good music, good friends. I don't know.
Running away from society because you don't want neighbors trees, is not plants, a cult.
Animals, maybe cannabis oil for some of us, maybe some mushrooms, no chemicals, no judgment, no anger.
No judgment, no anger.
No no scrubs.
What do you imagine this?
Oh, I'm high as fuck tonight, by the way. It was not high last. P.S.
Yeah, she was not high.
The Clearly Canadian on my tits. Yeah. It breaks up at one point. Like we start talking about something else and then we come back to it.
Yeah.
I wasn't high for that, and I'm high for this. So just brace yourself.
And she may have performed on a bottle, and that was a little suggestive. Yes.
All I can say is pray for me. Thank you. I'm glad you're laughing. I'm glad everybody's having fun tonight.
Oh, she's crying. She's crying because she's so disappointed in her friend Stacy.
Well, the thing that's interesting is Lila is a devout Christian. She speaks openly about her faith, which I think is wonderful. And but when I say that in front of Lila, all I can think is that she's going to have her church pray for me because I clearly need it.
You could probably use it.
She's not judgmental at all. Actually, if I were going to think of a model Christian, Lila's actually somebody I would think of because she's someone who's and despite the fact that I don't necessarily identify as a Christian, I do have Christian values. Yes. And so Lila and I have in common that when we're struggling, we're still helping other people. And Lila's always just trying to be positive and just doing her thing no matter what. And she's such a great mom to her family. She's such a hard worker. And they have a beautiful blended family. And we met because during COVID, her son Marcus was graduating and they weren't going to have a normal year. And I wish I had done more for him. We were just kind of broke at the time. And
what are we not broke? That's what I want to know.
When I was working. Well, damn disease. I will cry about that later. I've already cried 12 times today, but most of it was happy tears today.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, they were.
So anyway, so they moved from Kentucky to Florida, and we moved from Massachusetts to Florida. And somebody needed to look at our house, and Lila and her husband and their neighbor came here because they didn't have a car at the time, 2 hours to check this house out for us, made a punch list for us, made a video for us, made a FaceTime for us. It was absolutely amazing. And we've tried to get together, but again, broke, sick, no job, house guests, hurricane. Like, it's just been a fucking disaster. And we want to hang out with them so bad. Here's our list. Josh.
Yep.
The lesbians.
Yep.
Well, obviously Lila's first because she came before those guys. The lesbians. I don't think I'm supposed to say that, but they're lesbians and I like them.
Well, you didn't say names, so they'll still good.
I always want to hang out with Jen, Lenny, and the kids.
Yep.
Lisa and Chris, and of course
and Jeff
and Lisa. And I liked Vivi and
Bill.
And I liked Pam and Tammy. So we have a lot of people we want to hang out with, and we don't have time.
Here's the thing: there was some. I think
money. We mostly don't have money.
I think there was a.
But if you're buying, we're flying. Go ahead. Go.
You sure you're done?
Yeah.
Okay. There was a.
Where's the bell?
I don't know if it's over here somewhere.
It's gonna get rusty.
The I don't know if it was Fort Myers or Naples, but there was an opportunity to do open mic stand-up comedy. Stacy's always wanted to do that.
Oh yeah, you have to.
But you have to bring 4 friends, and at the time, we didn't know anybody.
And I can't stand.
And she can't
Did
stand.
You let me swim around in a pool on stage?
No. You just sit. You bring the stool, or you better. You come out on those like aluminum crutches with the armbands.
Okay, just give me
you walk out.
Give me 1 second.
I was in the middle of.
I know, but I would like to interject. You want me to give you a stool? I think we all know that I can't give stool to anyone.
Okay.
And that Doug has not shit in the box.
I said they could give you a stool to do stand-up comedy.
I have to have my feet up though.
But even better yet, what I was saying is you get those like aluminum crutches with the armbands, and then you get out there, and people like automatically either laugh at you, or so like the bad people laugh at you. But then they'll say, "Oh, she's striving and everything else." So like immediately you're gonna be.
I will say this. There have definitely been times in my life with my chronic illness, whereas, no, you gotta go up here. You skipped a whole bunch. There have been times in my life where I wish I had a visible disability instead of an invisible disability. So like, if you've known me for years, you look at me and you're like, "Oh my God, Stacy looks like hell." But if you, I can't. That I can't even imagine. Like, look at a picture of me from 10 years ago. I look like a completely different person. You would not recognize.
Yeah, I was sick of you anyway.
What?
I was sick of your old look anyway. Needed a new look.
I mean, I look like a different person. So yeah, I mean, I don't want to go out there with crutches. I don't want to be in any way, shape, or form impaled or impaired. But
you definitely don't want to be impaled.
It is what it is. Oh, I do want to be impaled. You know it. Like, yeah, the lightning. I'm like, oh, let me go dance up in there, like a metal pole.
I thought you meant impaled sexually.
If I die, you get money. You should be happy about that.
Money isn't everything. Money's the root of all evil.
Money will get you peace and quiet. Money's that bird.
Oh, the bird. Yeah. I got a BB gun.
You never look at me.
Hello? Way over there. Why don't you take care of some comments, because
we should have a couch. Well, I thought you were doing that. Okay, we get a kitchen.
No, because I get yelled at because I skipped one.
Well, you skipped a bunch. You need to take up an. Yeah, we got that. Yeah. Lila's laughing. I wish you guys would come. Could come for my grandson's birthday. It's just not in the cards right now. We have Anne's coming, and I have assured her that we will do nothing fun except sit around the house.
Nothing fun
because I am so fucking sick. And then our kids are coming. And we have no money. Maybe sometime eventually, if things turn around for us.
We'll take a GoFundMe and we'll come to your.
But we will never forget you.
we love you. See you eventually.
We're just terrible friends.
Hard times can't last forever.
She doesn't go to church. That's a real cult. I think that's the reason I'm a deeply spiritual person, but I would never be a member of a club that would have me as a member. Did I say that right?
Something like that, yeah.
To that.
You know what? Yeah.
And I also ask that you judge me by the enemies that I have made. Todd is
it looks like
Todd. Okay, here's the thing. For those of you who do not know, my friend Todd is practically blind.
He doesn't know.
Mostly blind. I don't know how you identify Todd, But when you put emojis with the hands, the monkeys with the hands over the eyes, it's very confusing for me.
I thought that was a roast chicken or a roast turkey.
Are you just
like
telling
Thanksgiving.
me that you can't see? Are you like, so I see like, okay, this is what I see by Todd's emojis.
Yeah.
It looks like he's saying, I'm blind. Here's a kiss. It's funny because I'm blind. Isn't it funny? And that I don't think that's what he means.
I just realized that like
Todd.
sometimes I will make a statement like, you know, whatever, Todd doesn't know what he's typing. And then you don't see my facial expression. So he probably thinks I'm a jerk.
Well, that's why we have a rule that whenever I do a hand gesture, like
this hand gesture,
when I pretend to masturbate, because I'm referring to perhaps a government organization that I don't find to be terribly effective. Well, we have a policy that Todd's supposed to get a hand job every time. And so we haven't found someone to give him a hand job yet, but he has ruled Doug out as a possibility. I really didn't think that he was going to be so choosy, but you know, we got to cut the guy some slack.
Any port in the storm, Todd.
And Todd, you know, for those of you watching, Todd and I are friends, and he knows my sick sense of humor, and I believe he's a fan of it. And what we choose to do in life is laugh rather than cry. And Todd and I were talking. It wasn't today; it was the other day. Like Wednesday, maybe. Todd and I chatted I think it was Thursday.
I don't even know what day it is today.
I don't know. Anyway, Todd and I chatted for a while. We had a great chat, and we talked about how, you know, you can choose to laugh or cry. You choose what to do with your illness. And he fucking inspires me. Todd and Jeff are two people that truly inspire me. Actually, Tracy too. And everybody, like all of my chronic illness friends really inspire me. Thanks guys. You keep me going. And I honestly, I feel like I try really hard to be a positive and uplifting influence on other people, but I feel like I do a shitty job.
Wait, I have a question.
What?
If Todd's losing his sight, and otherwise he's healthy?
He's a diabetic. Not to give your whole like medical history out, but
wait. So if you're losing just say he's losing his sight on his own, that's not an illness, right? But an illness can cause it. Yeah. Is that a condition? Like I'm trying to get some.
It doesn't matter. But what does matter? What does matter is that he has a positive attitude. He really wants to help people who are struggling. And he's doing it some more.
There's the roast turkeys again.
God, I don't know what to do.
And then Jen's sending over some roast turkeys.
That's not a roast turkey. She's raising her hand.
That looks like the Hard Rock Cafe logo.
Is it for the culture? Because I said I want to hang out with you, or do we call you hot again? I don't know. I said we wanted to hang out. You can always come down and hang out.
It doesn't. Whatever that emoji is. I
never have a bra.
It's not good.
I'm just gonna tell you right now. I never have a bra, and my house is always a mess. And sometimes I'm high as fuck. And
sometimes it's really funny, and other times it's like, okay,
I can get really annoying.
Okay, enough with your business plan.
I don't know why this is wet. Oh yeah, I'll like sit here and write a whole business plan while I'm high for like no apparent reason. Working and just got called. I may or may not be back depending on what I have to do.
It's a revolving door policy here.
What kind of job you have
at night?
Hang on a second. Possible jobs Anne has at night. Okay, that she has to leave at 8:24 on a Friday night. I'm going stripper. Anne is a stripper.
No, she could be a raccoon hunter. They come out at night.
Okay.
An owl enthusiast.
I would like to go back to my
professional.
I would like to go back to my stripper theory.
Well, she's not even here to defend herself.
That's okay because she'll watch later. Okay. What? It's actually almost even better. Just kidding, Anne. We love you. All right. Wait. So if Anne's a stripper and she lives on the South Shore, where is she going to strip?
No, I think they're.
Where is she going to strip?
South Shore Buds.
Oh, you think that she's doing some sort of a burlesque show at South Shore Buds? That would be fucking. She would be perfect for that. Oh my! I would fly back to do that. She would be perfect for that. If South Shore Buds wants me and Anne to do a burlesque show, we'll do it. Me, Anne, Andrea. I don't think Debbie would do it, but I'm down. Sure Jen, would you go back and do a burlesque show with us at South Shore Buds?
She's never even been to Massachusetts, I bet. Jennifer.
She's from Jersey. She's probably been to Massachusetts.
For some reason, I thought she was from Michigan as well. But yes, the Jersey situation.
See, she said she'd totally go. I think that means she'd go
to your stand up, sit down, fight.
That's cool. But who's gonna watch the kid? We leave it. Can we leave the kid? Well, let's see if you and Auntie and Uncle Rob and Lenny come, then I have my 4. We'll just have Doug watch the kids.
I'm gonna feed them sugar
do you know
and
how
pixie
much it would
sticks?
piss me off? Because you don't laugh at my jokes. You never.
I see them coming. That's why.
But you actively try not to laugh at my jokes.
I don't try to encourage you.
You like literally hold it in, no matter how. He'll be like this. You're gonna give yourself a fucking aneurysm. Yeah. You're gonna have an aneurysm.
Well, maybe that's my problem. What are you doing?
I'm pulling this hair off of you.
Okay, well,
Lassie.
Clean me up. Clean me up.
Give you a haircut.
More comments. Go.
His Hongo killer. Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah. Still the spot right here.
Not really working.
Yeah, still got the spot.
We're gonna have to run away. Speaking of Hongo killer, does anybody notice the flamingos tonight? Does anybody? Mary says we are moving to Florida in August or September. Where are you moving? We want to see you.
Where are you moving?
You know, eventually when we get, you're gonna have to get in line. Eventually,
maybe you guys could watch the kids.
We're in Cape Coral, which is Southwest Florida, right near Fort Myers.
Gulf Coast, baby.
However, we haven't bought a house yet. We're renting, and fortunately, we were able to stay. And it was a close call. We were house shopping, then Doug lost his job, and then the hurricane, and then we thought we had found a place to live, and we were able to extend here. And thank God for that.
It was a boondoggle.
The people that own the house were going to raise the rent to $2,500, and we talked them down to $22,000. Which was awesome. And I think it works out because we take good care of the house. And although I can't.
This house is celebrity owned now because we have this podcast.
Well, that's true. We can't do the weeding and because the beds are just so overwrought. They were overwrought when we moved in.
And I got rid of all my gardening and lawn equipment.
But weeds you could just pull by hand, but those beds need to be completely cleaned out and mulched.
They do, yeah.
And we can't do it. And lawn service is included in our lease. So anyway, other than that, we take very good care of it. Actually, Doug broke the window crank.
And you know what I did? I put a new window crank in, and guess what? I broke that one
because he's cranking it too hard. So these are the house is built in 1983, and these are those like flimsy windows that are almost like an old camper. They're metal frame and they turn out. They're just so chintzy. And they've been through a Cat 5 hurricane and God knows how many before that, because again, 1983. And in Florida, like a house that's more than 20 years old is considered old. Like people are like, oh, your house is old. And not from a, like they're judging you perspective, but from the perspective of it's going to be difficult to insure and it's going to have problems. And it's funny because there's houses in Florida, like in Key West or, in St. Augustine, Cedar Key, a lot of these old Florida places have these ancient houses that were even made of wood.
Yeah, there's Sears houses on Sanibel.
And if you've ever seen, been to like, I don't even know what I was saying.
We're talking about houses being made of wood, block, whatever.
Oh, Dade County pine, amazing. Mm. It's so hard.
I did want to say this when during the hurricane, our front windows, when it was really blowing, they whistled. I don't know if you ever get one of those tubes that it was awful. You wing around your hand, it makes like a different noise and a tone, and as the tone would change as the wind speed got up, so we could almost predict the wind speed
based on the sound of the window. Yeah. We sat there and watched it.
Got up to a high F sharp, and that was 155 mile an hour.
Cat 5 hurricane, and we basically have our cell phones and a bunch of distilled water and like
that was about
some charcoal and a grill, but Doug doesn't want to use it. Okay. And we got some food.
I was not using it in a hurricane. I wasn't going outside.
So Doug's popping Xanax.
I wasn't popping Xanax.
You took 3.
It wasn't Xanax.
What was it?
It was Ativan.
Ativan. He took 3 Ativan.
Over the course of time. I don't like weather, by the way. I am not comfortable in storms. I don't even like clouds.
I had to stay not high the entire time because somebody had to be the responsible party.
All right, you lived through a Cat 5 and tell me how it goes.
I was there.
Yeah, but you want to die. You're dying today. You're
so
like,
every half hour in the middle of the night, I'm getting up to make sure that his dad's desk that he inherited, his late father, Dr. Douglas Gear, Charles Emerson Gear.
All right, so now they know my name, my father's name. Why don't you give them my mother's maiden name, my social, and then they can start opening up accounts. Don't even. Don't even. All right, catch up with the comments. Lila also wants to come see us.
I'm telling you, Lila, if you came, you would come over to a Hot Mess Express. It's not really Sanford and Son. It's like somewhere between.
No, it's not. It's not that.
It's like somewhere between
we're pulling it together.
Golden Girls hoarding episode where they're like, shit is old and dingy. It's like if the Golden Girls died and Stan lived there by himself.
So here's the thing, Lila.
Did the Golden Girls all die?
They're dead now, but they didn't die on the show.
Hang on. Is Stan dead yet?
I believe he is.
I need to know. Is Stan from the Golden Girls dead?
I know his name.
Because I think that our house is what their house would look like if he was still living there after they died of their shit. And he brought a bunch of crap in.
I did know his name, Herb Edelman.
And only had ramen noodles in his fridge. We don't have ramen noodles, but if you come to visit us, we'll make you white trash carbonara.
Oh, geez, he died.
Maybe that needs to be our thing that we.
He died in '96, so he's been gone for a long time. He was born in.
So he lived there by himself for a while.
Yeah.
And his body was dead in the house. It's dead in the house right now. That's what our house looks like.
It's not that bad. So, anyways, this is the actor, and he actually played the burglar on an episode of Happy Days where Potsy said, "Hey, Mr." No, it was Ralph Malfi said, "Hey, Mr. Burglar," and then the burglar came into the bathroom and they tried to spray him with shaving cream and tackle him, but they sprayed themselves with shaving cream, and the tackling didn't quite work. So that was Happy Days in 1975.
Okay.
Mr. Burglar.
I don't really know what we're talking about, but
Herb Edelman.
Oh, if you come to our house, I think it has to be a thing that we make you white trash carbonara. It's one of our favorite recipes.
Cooking for people.
Annie's mac and cheese.
People, bring me some.
Thick cut bacon, peas, shredded cheese.
It's pretty good.
It's the shit right there. It's not expensive. Probably not very good for you. Jennifer's laughing about something. I don't know what it is. She'd go up for a stand-up comedy show. We already did that.
Yeah.
Lenny
is from Michigan.
We're doing it. Burlesque show. South Shore Buds. Somebody tell them. Lenny is from. Write down South Shore Buds. I'll send it to them.
Okay.
No, send it to them.
What's that?
Lenny is from Michigan.
What?
My aunt is from Michigan. South Shore Buds Burlesque.
Oh, we have Connie Lewis, schoolmate of mine.
Hello,
thanks for
Connie
tuning
Lewis.
in. She's also she's a Florida girl.
Hang on one second. She said they're both feral. They'll be fine. Would we leave them alone or bring them to the comedy show? 2 drink minimum.
We'll crate those kids.
I feel like Macy would like straight up walk up to the bar and be like,
"Yeah,
2 shots of tequila." Like I would be like, because I don't understand her most of the time. Like she's not really like super lucid. Macy. Well, she doesn't talk to me. She hates me. Anyway, she's a good little 2-year-old girl. But she doesn't like me. She loves him. Does not like me. Loves her mom. Will not get off of her poor mother. Well, I got to hang out with the kids in the water slide on Saturday, I think it was. I want to do something for Lenny's birthday. I don't know what the fuck to do. What do I do? Please help me. Thank you. And that's tomorrow. So I meant to ask you all week and I totally fucking spaced. Okay.
I could take him to see that midget stripper in Fort Myers in the tent. We
could entertain your kids for a little while so you guys could have like a date.
I think he would probably want to go to the midget stripper. I know I'm not supposed to say midget, but
little person.
That's the way it was described on the Yelp review. I swear to God.
Make sure you look up your strip clubs on Yelp. There's a nice tent in Fort Myers, and that's where the little person who stole a man's wallet while giving him a hand job. That's where she.
That's talent, right?
I don't know if she's there anymore.
You gotta be an.
Do you think that tents are zoned for little people? They must have to be handicapped accessible.
The circus certainly has a tent.
So what is a tent?
They had their share.
Does it have a floor, or are you like on the sand or the dirt?
I don't know, but
that's not accessible. And are they using porta potties?
Just so you know, that whole area of Fort Myers Beach was devastated, and buildings are just gone, and the strip club was either torn down or just removed by the ocean. And yes, and now they've
it's a tent.
The people have spoken. They've built a tent.
It's a fucking tent.
For these ladies,
I want to go.
To
does anybody want to go? I don't have any money. Can somebody take me?
I don't have any money.
Can somebody take us to the tent strip club?
You're definitely not getting a lap dance.
I want to go to the tent strip club, please.
We actually drove by it. And we were like, there it is.
Okay, hear me out.
And it's like right on the street. It's like the street.
Hear me out, you guys. Hear me out, you guys. What do you think about? Like, so we'll probably never get sponsored, but every week we start a GoFundMe for like a different thing that we want to do that would amuse you guys.
Okay, that would be hysterical.
So like a GoFundMe for what was it for?
A GoFundMe for funds so we can take Stacy to the stripper tent in.
Take me out to the stripper tent. Take me out to the crowd.
So I'm just going to skip forward to this.
Show me your penis and your ass crack tats. I don't care if my herpes come back. It's root. For what was you root for?
Well, in the song, root for the
for
cubbies.
A boner. They will tip you the best because it's 1, 2, 3 nights you work at the stripper tent.
This is what the entrance looks like, right? That's at the inviting stripper tent.
Do me a solid. I don't know who we're taking, but Oh,
well, he's taking Lenny. Yeah,
we'll take him.
Yeah.
Oh, Doug, we don't have any money. So we'll start a GoFundMe so Doug can take Lenny to the. I really want to go to the midget stripper club though. Can we all go?
Yeah, we should probably go.
Can we make a group trip
as a group?
Can Auntie and Uncle
we should
Rob come?
rent a special van.
Like a short bus.
A van.
If you give me Jello shots again, you're gonna have me on the short bus. P.S. I almost never drink. I have a soft spot for margaritas, Jello shots, and Prosecco. If they're presented to me, I say no the first time and maybe the second time, but I definitely go in the third time. Depends on who I'm with. And so I had 2 and I was off my fucking ass at her house. I was trying to and it's so funny because I have such difficulty with coordination to begin with. So I'm like, okay, I'm fine now. I'm going to go home. And I tried to get off the chair and I had a POTS attack. So I have POTS. So my heart rate drops dramatically and I get fainty when I stand up. So I often stumble. Plus I'm fat and plus this chair was practically on the ground. So I was out of breath from trying to do it. So I just kind of sat there for a minute and I'm like, oh my God, these people think I'm out of my mind, blasted out of my mind.
You are a little out of your mind.
I swear I am fine. Maybe I was drunk. I don't know. You left to watch a football game. So what the fuck do you know? He finally thought better of that one because there was going to be some marital hate.
They were up by 2 touchdowns.
We never leave the house. We're at the neighbor's house. It's very hard for me to do anything, much less do it by myself. And he just got up and left.
I said, hey, look, enough of this shenanigans.
And he goes and watches the football game and he comes back and he's like, oh, yeah, I realized that was probably not a good idea. I realized
that I left you alone with strangers is what really happened.
Seriously considering lighting him on fire.
Marital hate.
I really don't think it's called marital hate. I think it's called pyromania. Is there a word? Oh, God, Tracy. Tracy's not here.
What?
If Tracy was here, she would know what it's called when you kill your husband with fire. And she would know the best way for me to do it. She'd be able to tell me how not to get caught. Why isn't Tracy here?
Folks, episode 47, if you ever find my charred remains, 47 is you've got it here. You've heard it here first, folks.
He doesn't have life insurance. There's no reason to kill him. He's worth more alive than dead, and his $400 a week in unemployment.
After child support.
$400 a week.
Better than no $100 a week.
It is better than no $100 a week, but I'm saying that if I were going to kill you, it would be for money.
This is why I don't have life insurance, folks. Trigger happy Bernie burn over
there was a thing on it was like a news conference in the sheriff in Florida, of course, and I love Florida. I fucking love Florida. I guess these people, the cop gets to this house, there's an intruder, and they somebody shot him, and they're like, whoever shot this intruder, thank you for doing it, you saved us a lot of work, but next time we would like you, because he didn't kill the guy. So they're like
less paperwork.
So they're like, we want you to come get a class, a firearm safety class. We want to make sure you hit him in the head next time. We have an advanced training, and we love it when you do this. So it saves the taxpayers money, and so nobody gets hurt, and makes our jobs easier. It's the best. I fucking love Florida. So Charlie actually, Charlie, where the fuck is he?
Yeah,
he must be in a meeting.
Probably in a tent somewhere.
Is it 9? Oh, he'll probably show up around 9.
Watching a stripper.
He's at a meeting. He's going to miss another story about himself. And if anybody would appreciate a midget stripper story, it's Charlie, who dated a midget. Little known fact: a loving relationship. Charlie's dick is the size of a wiffle ball bat. That's weird.
Not weird that you know that, but
everybody knows it. There's people. If somebody has a monster dong, it's usually widely known. That kind of information,
like Milton Berle.
That kind of information gets along. But I have found that for the most part, teeny peenies are not spread around, and it's an unpleasant surprise, and you power through it. And it feels like...
Not in your marriage, however. Just, I want to be clear on that.
That's what it feels like.
It feels like you're hitchhiking?
I'm just saying that lesbians are more prepared. It's the more I think about it, the more I'm considering it's an option. Plus, if Doug dies, I have to be a lesbian. So my lesbian friends, I'm going to need you to hook me up. Someone butch, but not too butch, with money and who loves to cook. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Who wants to sign up for that?
Everyone. That strip club is rough before the storm. The tent is probably an upgrade. I'm telling you. Midget hand job with wallet stealing. That's impressive.
The cigarette and Jaeger smell has been dispersed.
Little person. Please understand, to the little people that are watching this, We mean no offense to
There's
you.
4 people watching. What are the chances one of them is going to be a little person?
We're really interested in you, and I feel like almost bad about that, but I find you to be courageous and inspiring. In that trade, and in performance trades, often they have been referred to themselves as midgets. So much like if someone tells me that they want me to call them she and they are biologically a he, I will try my best to respect that. I would do the same. So sorry, I'm doing my best.
Whomever.
I suck. And, I'm sure there's do we have a massive little person contingent?
I don't know. I would like to know the percentage of little people in the, in like the population. I would love to know.
All of our platforms, we can actually view the demographics of the people that are watching. And for the most part, it's like, so we have a few outliers. We got a couple of young kids. We got 2-3 young people. For the most part, It's people our age and a couple of outliers a little bit older.
Yeah.
Those people are the people that I'm afraid of because I respect them so much. And I'm like, oh my God, they're going to think less of me. Because, I can behave myself occasionally, but not for very long. It's like a sprint.
Yeah. It's just a matter of time.
I can fake it for how long can I fake it for? Like an hour?
I don't know.
Maybe 2.
You never faked anything with me.
Yeah. But when you've seen me with people where I have to behave myself, what are you doing?
I was looking up what percentage of the population is little people.
Okay. You can just ask Google.
I don't know what Google's ever.
Oh, she gets mad. These AIs get really mad if you ask questions about little people.
How many different little people are there? These are insensitive questions here.
I don't think it's. I think it's not. If they're not trying to be hurtful, people are curious, and if you're not mean, I think I'm interested in you. Nobody's ever interested in us. Well, I think people are. Well. I don't think people have a choice as to whether they're interested in me because I'm in your face, and if I'm not, Doug is. So, okay. Who's more in your face, me or you?
My face?
Who's more up in your face, me or you?
You definitely,
but not in every setting.
Yeah, I don't know. It depends. Depends on who's on that night.
I'll take a back seat to you at work, but then I kind of had a little.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened with your work. I had
What do you mean?
It's weird because I went to your work and I'm like, oh, hi, sweetheart, here's some ice cream for you and your friends.
Yeah, you used to bring treats.
And then all of a sudden it was the Stacy show and they're coming to our house.
Well, they had enough of me. It doesn't tell me it tells me the percentage, but it says that 1 per 26,000 to 40,000 births have a dwarfism, and then another one says a dystrophic dysplasia is 1 in 110,000 births. So it doesn't tell me population of the country, because I think the next next politician really needs to get the little person vote, and then it'd be it would almost be a slam dunk.
It's really interesting because
ignored voting base.
Did you know that midget porn takes up just as much space on your hard drive as regular porn?
I assumed that. Yeah. What were you looking at my hard drive partition today?
I did have your computer for quite some time. You and your phone. I had his computer and his phone and his passwords.
All right, yeah.
That's what our marriage looks like.
And I yelled from the kitchen. I go, "Don't delete my dating apps." She goes,
what did I say?
I think you'll just delete the gay ones. But even though you're always telling me to try being gay, so if I had
delete the straight, I was going to delete your dating apps.
I don't have any dating apps.
Again, I'm going to go
So it was all facetious.
I want you to date somebody with money, and then we can be a throuple. I'll be okay with that. I really don't want to be a throuple, but I am really stressed out about money. So throuple it is. Send us your resume. Or let us send you our resume. Do you need nudes? We'll send nudes. Honey, get hard.
Can you stop it? You're acting inappropriate. Even for our webcast. It's inappropriate.
This man is boring. B-O-R-I. You know what it is?
Yeah.
D-I. And Doug came out this morning as he's walking out of the bedroom, and the song from Kesha comes on, and it goes, D-I-N-A-S-A. You are a dinosaur. O-L-D-M-A-N. You're just an old man hitting on me. What? You need a CAT scan.
Nobody knows that song.
It's an awesome song. Song of the night. Dinosaur by Kesha. We talk about the song of the night every night, and nobody ever tells us about the song.
Sometimes Jeff.
Do you guys not understand? Jeff, we're giving you fucking homework.
Todd will actually bring up a song of the day.
I just thought of something.
What?
This podcast is a lot like CCD. You never went to CCD?
No.
Okay,
I'm
so
not Catholic.
Doug's family wasn't really.
I'm not Catholic.
Well, but people go to church school or Christian school, like it's a
but
thing.
CCD is
like usually they'll have like a daycare program where the kids learn stuff or whatever. They're like, hey, let's make a Jesus craft.
Talk about indoctrinating.
Well, it's their tradition. I mean, I think if somebody wants to include,
I'm teasing. I don't give a crap.
Okay, well,
teach your kids. What
I don't
you
know.
want to
I mean,
teach
I
them.
don't particularly love groups of people because I find the more people get together, the stupider they are.
That's why we don't live in the villages.
This is why this podcast is fantastic because there's only 4 of us watching. But I think this is one of our better podcasts.
Really, I think it's one of our worst. I think. I don't know. It feels like we either haven't gone off the rails enough.
No,
or
I feel
we need to
great.
go off the.
I don't know. You
less.
guys, let us know. Is it better or worse than usual? And how high do I look? So what were we talking about?
Nothing.
I think
CCD. You said
CCD.
Doug never went to CCD.
Doug didn't go to CCD. I don't particularly love religion, as I always say. It's not my jam in the organized sense, but I'm a very spiritual person. I think that there's value in it. So yeah, people would include their children in their traditions, and you would get to go hang out with other kids and do some sort of stupid craft and hear some religious stories, and they instill values. And I think that they're really universal values. I mean, you don't necessarily have to believe that like Son of God rose from the dead, blah, blah, blah. Like I can understand why that would be a leap for most people. And I don't really even know how I feel about it. I think that there's just historic evidence that he existed, but rose from the dead. And the thing we were talking about the other night, and this is going to really piss some people off, was that like he died for our sins, but then he rose from the dead. So
you're forgetting the virgin birth scenario.
Well, that could happen. Toilet seat.
That's just crabs.
Or like if like you get stabbed in the stomach from somebody who had
an arrow goes through somebody's.
No, this actually happened.
Never happened.
Fucking Google this shit. Nope, look it up. Woman had given a blowjob, and then she got stabbed in the stomach, and then she got pregnant. It happened in like fucking Nigeria.
I call bull crap on that.
I will fucking look it up.
Look it up.
And I will send it to.
Well, there was a thing in the Civil War that if a musket ball went through somebody's balls and then into like some woman, they would get pregnant. And a lot of the Civil War ladies would, when they got pregnant, they would say, yeah, I got shot with a musket. And,
holy shit. I just realized something.
Yeah.
We can actually both have our access to this feed at the same time from our computers.
Oh, that would be.
I just have to set myself up as a second chair. That would be really cool because I could respond to comments in real time and we could still use Doug's and the camera. Yep. So
it's on the internet. It must be
from glamour.com, plannedparenthood.com. Oh, Planned Parenthood says it's not true. That's why we need to defund those motherfuckers because it's clearly true. Because Glamour magazine, I don't particularly.
Oh wait. There's the next one down. Watch. Go back. Go back.
I'm trying.
There you go. And then oral sex, a knife fight, then sperm still impregnated girl. That's the one you were talking about.
Yes. And it's here too. Crazy but true. She got pregnant from oral sex. It's the same story. I have the same story twice.
I don't think
ABC Go and Glamour magazine are the sources. I don't know if they're reliable sources, but they are ranked in Google search above Planned Parenthood.
What about Kids Health?
I can't help
Kids Health as the
chuckle at that one. That's not a coincidence.
IFL Science.
I have to take a screenshot of this. Nobody's gonna believe it.
That's insane.
Shift 4. That's hilarious. Actually, Command Shift 4. I want to go.
This is
That's the funniest fucking thing.
It's not that funny.
Tell me if it's that funny. Okay, so we have to go back to all these.
No.
Yeah, we didn't talk about a wood house in Siesta Key.
Yes, we did. We talked about.
You have a house in Siesta Key? I have never been there. Oh yeah.
Remember, she's my.
I just didn't remember. I just missed the Siesta Key part.
Schoolmate from days of
Song of the day, rhythm of the night.
Wait, Todd, this you can make suggestions. You don't get to get it every day. It's not your podcast. You're part of our family.
What?
But no, he doesn't get to.
Would you mean Rhythm of the Night by DeBarge?
To the beat of the rhythm. No, that's not gonna. I'm sorry, Todd.
Forget it. It's our song.
I'm doing a veto on that.
You already named the song. What was the song I named? I'm too hungry to remember. So you all forget what my song was. So I don't know what to say. I will say that Jeff is usually a very accurate source for information, but in this case, it was not Polk County Sheriff Judd, as Jeff has suggested. It was some other guy. I love Grady Judd.
Sheriff.
Grady Judd was my daddy. I'm not really sure which way I mean that. However, my friend Huddy knows him and says he's awesome. And Huddy is kind of a little crush of mine. I have like 2 crushes, Todd Alvey and Huddy.
Fine.
You have lots of crushes.
Who do I have?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, but those are celebrity crushes, not guys down the road.
Susanna Hoffs. Okay, first of all,
you have a celebrity 5, and it includes Terry Bradshaw,
yes,
and Christopher Walken, and probably some other George Burns looking. Yeah, Danny DeVito. Yeah, there you go. There's your.
When he got skinny. Oh, Ethan Sloopy, but when he was chubby. I'm a chubby chaser. What can I say? They're nice guys usually.
You're a chuckle fucker.
Yeah, I'm trying to fatten you up.
I'm not.
But now you're cutting carbs.
Yeah, you're trying to get me to cut carbs.
Skinny. You look like Charlie.
I can't eat anything.
Charlie, I love you, but
I look pale.
I'm a chubby chaser, and so if Doug starts to lose weight and you guys look like brothers, it's gonna be weird. But you can pretend to be brothers when you go places. You guys could be like stepbrothers. Oh my God, hear me out. Hear me out. This is the most brilliant idea I've ever had. Ready for it?
It's probably not that brilliant, but go ahead.
All right. So Charlie.
Yes.
Our friend you love.
Yes, we love him.
Charlie, our friend that we love, buys a piece of land in Florida, like we were talking about, which I don't think is going to happen, but whatever. It's a fantasy. Charlie wants to buy a piece of land in Florida, and we build a big barndominium in it, and we live with Charlie. And you guys decide that you're going to have a room for activities, and he's going to rub his balls. No, he's going to get drums, and you're going to rub your nuts on his drums. And you're going to have a band, and you're going to go on a job interview wearing tuxedos on a job interview together. Did you see where I'm going with this?
You're just listing putting me and Charlie into a plot of a movie.
Yes, and then you're gonna take a boat and crash it, and then we'll make a treehouse out of it, and you can have porn in there. Oh, and I'll get you a midget to dance around the mast. That'll be fun. Do we like that idea?
Not really.
Charlie, I wish you were here because we need to know.
I do like hanging out with Charlie.
Brothers with Doug. Yeah. My favorite thing to do with Charlie is to play Cards Against Humanity. Although I really like when he's vulnerable and tells me stories.
No, I like his accent when he does Cards Against Humanity. I had one note today.
I was just gonna. Oh yeah, we already talked about Rhythm of the Night. You've been vetoed.
I have a couple of new pet peeves that really bother me now. Like
Jesus, calm your tits.
Out of the blue, and everybody has pet peeves, right?
No.
Like everybody hates Billy Joel. Everybody hates Helen Hunt.
No. I like both those people. Why are you so angry?
Everybody has a pet peeve, right? I had a friend of mine that didn't like when I think their dad or somebody called Walmart's, or Home Depot's. So my new pet peeves, there's 2 of them. The first one is people substituting for the word sandwich. Sandwich or Sammy? Why do you need to do that? Why do you need to do that? Sammy. Just write out sandwich, please. Can we have one piece of proper usage of words in our entire lives? And my other one is it's prom season and wedding season, kind of a thing. Why is it that every group of girls feels the need to do the Charlie's Angels pose in these fancy dresses? I don't like it. I would like to see it a thing of the past.
Do you feel like it's blasphemous?
No, I just think, oh yeah, there they are, so clever, doing the Charlie's Angels pose. I mean, how long? How long before it's not like a thing? I don't know. It just seems.
So what we're saying is, graphic designer Douglas Gear does not approve, and we're going to tell you a spooky story.
It's unprofessional to put your makeup on the show. We should wait for a commercial break for that.
Well, we need a sponsor.
So if anybody has if anybody has a pet peeve, please write it in, because
we love to hear your pet peeve.
I would like, if anybody disagrees with mine, if they think the Charlie's Angel pose is charming or cutesy, let me know, and we'll work from there, and we can kind of talk it out. But those are 2 that have been really bugging me of late. Like people can't write like a review of a restaurant without talking about their pulled pork Sammy. Like, come on, what are you, 2? Sorry, that was my little rant. That's Doug. Actually, could that be a segment on the show from now on? Doug's pet peeves, or like Doug rants about some ridiculous thing, and it could be ranting against something that's positive, negative, or neutral. What are you writing? She's writing something.
Oh, I was just thinking that if one of the boys wanted to do some editing for us, we could make them an like a partner and give them a revenue share.
We don't have any revenue, so
yeah, but we want to have revenue, and it would be a good family.
It would be nice. It would be nice to have like a little family.
I actually was talking to Nolan about us having a family business, and that Wes went to school for social media. Like he could help us with our SEO. I fucking hate trying to figure out SEO. I'm still trying to figure out my editing.
The rules of SEO change every 4 hours.
Yeah.
So it's but I think AI is going to take over the whole social search engine
do my SEO,
optimization
and the other thing is too, like with this new platform, I'll have if I can. Oh my god, that's a fucking story that I have to tell tonight.
Well, you better hurry. It's already 9.
Okay, but it's Friday night.
It's a long weekend. These people have places to go.
I think that they don't have places to go. That's why they're here. Sorry, guys, but you're just as lame as we are. We love you. Okay, so
I was just going to say something really mean. I won't.
Okie dokie.
Not going to.
I wish I had set up screen sharing because this is crazy. So there's this company called Descript. DECSCRIPT. And what they do is they allow creators like podcasters or YouTube makers or whatever to take content that they have and make shorter clips of it for vertical format like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Facebook Reels. And so, and I think Twitter does them too, but Twitter will do wide format as well. As a matter of fact, we're live on Twitter right now. Thank you, Elon. And I do have some questions about that new CEO. I've gotten some information. Look into it. Always research for yourself.
Where'd you learn it? The internet?
I watched actually multiple reports. I cross-checked it for myself. I don't always cross-check things, this is something I did cross-check. Right. So that's always a good question. Yeah. It's like if you have somebody that you feel is a somewhat reliable source or someone that you personally know, if you choose to have someone in your life, you should be able to reasonably rely on their opinion or at least them to give you honest information. And so, ask them if they cross-check their information. Hey, did you cross-check that? Because I think that's a reasonable question. We should always ask ourselves every time, have you cross-checked this? And it should be like opposing, news sources with typically opposing values, which is interesting because a lot of people think Fox is going left.
And everybody thinks that everything's going to switch again, like Abe Lincoln.
It's gone. I feel like we're playing left, right, center with politics in this country.
I would like everybody be in the center, and then we can just have a goddamn conversation.
How many fucking times have I said on this podcast? Most of us are exactly the same. Most of us are centrist. We may disagree on some little things, but I think we could come to a fucking reasonable compromise if we didn't have fucking people that benefit from all of our fucking suffering, making money on all the division in this country, and that's what their fucking intention is. Yes, it is. They put us in little boxes: Southerner, Northerner, black, white, Jew, Muslim, gay, straight, old white guy, disabled but doesn't look it, mentally insane lady, flamingos. They just want to put us all in our boxes. And here you go. That's how they divide us. And that's how they beat us every fucking time. We all have to meet in the center. It's left, right, center. And when everybody's in the center, we all win. It's like we all go to the center and we all get the whole jackpot. Like there's one jackpot for every single one of us because we came together. I'm not saying be violent, but I'm saying we need some form of revolution.
My wife's calling for an uprising.
Somebody did suggest I should be the next Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah, I think you should. Just...
Am I like if Rush Limbaugh, Joe Rogan, and like Drew Barrymore had a baby? Although Drew Barrymore's gotten weird. Do you think she's gotten weird?
I think her talk show look at me? I think her talk show is taken her down a notch. I think she's unbelievably charming and they just stuck her in, and I don't think she has the personality to carry it.
I think
I think one-on-one she'd be fantastic to deal with.
I think that she does have the personality to carry it, but because I've seen her in how many interviews? Every interview she's done where she was being interviewed, she was fantastic. And I can't believe that that's not something that she could translate. But I do think that it's the most overproduced fake fucking show on television.
Well, a lot of those formulaic.
But I mean, look at but it's fucked up because that's very like it's interesting. Like if you would compare that to like the news, right? Like, so it's like an inflated version of a news program almost. Like it's you can tell it's scripted and they're trying to give you news, but it's like hidden in a message, but you can tell they have an agenda. And then there's like a show like The View, which is basically like the Morton Downey Jr. of daytime television.
I wouldn't even give that show.
But don't you think it's like don't you think it's like Morton Downey Jr.?
Yeah, in a way, yeah. I think that the problem with that, I think the problem with a lot of these folks is that they believe that their word is better than other people's words. And
I have something I think we should share with our friends. Tim Dillon video.
No, I don't think that's for everybody.
I would highly suggest looking up Tim Dillon on YouTube. We're not going to play it because Doug does not think that everybody would like it. Tim Dillon does Meghan McCain. The funniest thing I have ever seen.
It is pretty funny.
Our friend Zach can do it word for word. It's creepy.
So today I read that there's a post. Apparently, Whoopi Goldberg is blaming American Idol for our country's a lot of our countries and societal problems.
She had nothing to do with it.
Well, I think what she was saying by it was that it allowed us to judge other people. And as a society, we shouldn't be judging other people. Well, in theory, that's okay. But like in the history of ever, right, you've had all kinds of talent contests. You've had pageants. You've had this, that, and the other thing. And so I think the statement was trying to go somewhere good, like probably all statements. But
I want to see if we can agree on something. I have an idea. Just hear me out. Hear me out. I have an idea. I voted for Trump twice. I don't agree with everything he does. I certainly don't agree with everything he says. However, if I want somebody to run for office that is going to agree with everything I say, I'm going to have a fucking problem because I don't even agree with the person in the mirror all the time, as I say repeatedly. However, I would argue that Donald Trump and his whatever awfulness is tied with Whoopi Goldberg's. I feel like they hate each other because they're like twin flames. I think that they fucked once, like in the 80s.
She was fucking Frank Langella.
Who?
He was he played Dracula in some stupid movie.
Do you remember the whole thing with her and Ted Danson in the blackface?
Oh yeah. But yes, she did.
I just almost put my foot over your head, like. Oh. I was afraid my foot would land on the table and break.
So, anyways, I didn't want to give that any airtime, but I thought it was interesting that but I think people like when they're on TV or whatever, like they start to think that they're some sort of authority, and they'll just talk and like they don't care. But not like me with my pet peeves. I think those pet peeves, like I don't have the answers to everything. I'm just sharing what bothers me. I'm not saying that Charlie's Angels poses ruin society. That would be wrong.
That bothers you.
Yeah.
I thought we were finished with the pet peeves.
I was going back to it.
Oh, because I haven't finished my descript story.
Yeah. Go back to your descript story.
Okay, so this what they do is so it's an editing software, so you can cast, as I was saying, and so the way that it works is unlike traditional editing where you have to like listen and stop, and I can't fucking figure that shit out for the life of me. It actually transcribes, and you can edit it based on the transcription. Google does it, not Google, YouTube does it a little bit, but I couldn't quite figure it out. And I'm wondering now, if somebody could remind me that I said this, YouTube might be a better option than Descript. I need to look at that because YouTube would be like, what would it do? Oh, I think it would be like $10 a month to do it through YouTube, and their platform would work. And I think Descript, get this. So we have 6 followers, and obviously we figure that we do short form to drive people here because we really want everyone to have a community.
And she says some outrageous things,
and I say some outrageous things. So maybe we get some traffic, maybe we get some sponsors. So maybe we can go to the Midget Strip Club in the tent in Fort Myers.
Who's up for a road trip?
Let's go. Maybe you can get a hand job. Hide your wallet. Anyway,
I would like to get kicked out of the Midget Strip Club so that when they throw me out, I go through the side of the tent and make a hole shaped like me,
like the coyote.
Yeah, exactly.
But they have to air condition that tent. Like, how do you even air condition a tent? What is the floor like? What happens if a fucking gator goes in there? Do they have snakes? snakes, lizards. Do strippers slip on lizards?
Well,
it's rainy. You don't even know about the rain here. Okay, let me tell you. The air sometimes is like soup. Sometimes it's hot soup. Sometimes it's cold soup.
The
cold
moist.
soup is so much better than the hot soup. But the cold soup is only just like a little break in the smoldering heat. Don't get me wrong. I love smoldering heat. But I like cold soup better than hot soup when you can't even breathe because the air is so wet. Again, I love Florida. It doesn't happen a lot. Most of the time, the weather is delightful. And in New England, as much as I think snow is beautiful and I miss the changing leaves and spring is beautiful, and summer, like you miss seasons. Every moment I have spent in Florida has been less painful than the moments I've spent in Massachusetts.
Interesting.
Not enough to keep me from wanting to die, but still very, very much, better than I was in Massachusetts. And I have a problem because my battery is low.
Your battery's about to die.
Hang on. How many minutes? Oh, I have 9%. Okay, we have time. So anyway, I messaged Descript, and the way that they price their platform. So it's called a software as a service. I actually used to sell these. So the way which is where this story is going to go awry. So I think you'll appreciate this. Donna, I hope you're still here because no one will appreciate this as much as you. I think Jen will really appreciate it too. Connie, you might. But this is something like us women that have been accused of being Karens but we're like really more bad bitches than Karens. Like I think a Karen complains about nothing. A bad bitch is someone that's like, seriously, let me fix this for you. Like we're going to mom you whether you like it or not. Like that's a mom boss. A boss bitch? A boss bitch or a mom boss? It's a mom. Can you write that down? Boss, mom, bitch will mom you against will. Okay. Sorry. Anyway, I message this company and I say to them, hey, I realize that you have 3 pricing tiers. None of these platforms will work for us because the limitations within the pricing structure is the length of the recording. So they limit you on the free program to like 4 hours of recording a month. Well, we do a 2-hour podcast per night. Well, it's usually an hour and a half to 2 hours. So we'll say like 1.75 or 1 3/4. So that puts us at their highest level. But even then, we would have to do some sort of add-on to give us enough coverage. So it would be like $40 a month if we paid annually, which we don't have, and $50 a month if we paid now, which we don't have. So I'm like, hey, and I'm like, oh, okay, what could I give up? Like, could we drop insurance off one of the cars and just leave it in the garage? Like, how could we save enough money to pay for this because money's so tight right now? And it's not really, we have enough, but we're just not spending because we're drawing from our savings and we don't enjoy doing that. And it's okay. Everything's turning around and we're really looking forward to whatever the universe has in store for us. But it's a big decision and I don't even know if it's possible. So I'm asking really difficult questions. And so I said, we have a podcast that I couldn't figure out what the pricing structure was. There was no sales department. I reached out to support, and I don't know if it's abroad. I don't know if it's AI. I don't know if it's a human being. And I think that's one of the big problems with AI, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like the
chatbots are terrible.
They're taking over and they're fucking idiots, but they're also smart enough that since society is so fucking stupid, you can't tell the difference anymore. And I think it's when the grammar is good. I assume that it's a
it's bot. It's
a bot. Yeah. If it's formal, it's either like I don't know, like an Indian or like an AI. No, so because you know how but the AI speaks in a very formal tone, and it would make sense because a lot of programmers are Indian. Is that racist? I don't know, but that would seem to make sense to me. Or British.
Hello.
But I don't know. Do you know a lot of British programmers? Is there like Britain a big?
They have to have them.
Programming hub. I do know some British programmers.
I would say this, that we sometimes we'll use a website. It's called Get Human, so that you can get a human on the phone when you're dealing with stuff. And I think they're catching on to it now. But like all of these automated things, press 1 for this and all that. And you have to sit through it, and it's just a waste of time. Anyway, so that's basically the equivalent is of these chat bots for the service.
Yes, I agree. So I message. I still don't know. Foreign person that struggles with English or complete idiot. It's one of the 3. And so I'm like, so this is our story. We have a podcast. We do it Monday through Friday. It's, it's usually 1.5 to 2 hours long. We have very few subscribers. We've just started. We're just really trying to bring people together, make the world a better place. Maybe we can start a nonprofit, and because we're trying to bring people together and also do a nonprofit.
Sounds fishy.
Do philanthropy.
A nonprofit that talks about midget strippers. I don't know if the government's.
Hang on a second. I really need to know, how do you guys feel about a nonprofit? See, we need to make memes out of these and post them online. How do you feel about a nonprofit
midget stripper
that talks about midget strippers in their promotionals? Nonprofit midget strippers. Yeah, we got to start just doing viewer questions. Why didn't we think of that before?
Viewer questions. Well, we started doing that. Like the first episode, we threw out a viewer question, and nobody knew what the hell was going on because they had never seen the podcast before.
Well, now we're getting better at it.
So now we got pet peeves. We're gonna have viewer questions.
Getting better at it. Even Donna's gotten over to. I don't think she's here anymore, but even
she figured out how to.
Donna's figured out how to comment, and she probably was horrified by something I said. She probably thinks our mother and father is sister and brother. Which one of your parents would be sisters or brothers with my father? Or wait, no. So if you're, who's more?
My father could be your father's father.
Who's more likely to be related, your parents or my parents?
Your parents.
Okay, he has a point. Hear me out. The point is that my family tree does not work. And as you can tell by looking at me, and let's not forget that the doctor, my mother's OBGYN, who is going to deliver me, Dr. Rapist, R-A-P-I-S-T, Rapist.
What if he's still delivering babies out there 40 years later?
I hope not. 47 years later. I'm almost 47.
Yeah, it's coming up.
Okay, anyway, she's 15 years old. She goes to Dr. Rapist, and he's like, you smoked marijuana? Your child is going to be a mongoloid. And here I am.
Can't use that word.
I think I can, because it's like how black people can call each other the N-word.
Good night, folks.
I need help. I'm so sorry. I don't mean to offend anyone.
I
won't make fun of everyone. I make fun of myself more than I make. Do I not make fun of myself more than I make fun of anyone else? Like my friends are calling me concerned about me. I'm like, no, I'm just self-deprecating. Like I like me. I'm a work in progress, but I generally like me. Like I think I'm a really nice person.
I'm going to put you back in the easy bake oven until you come out normal.
Fully cooked. It's not going to happen, honey. If you
I'm getting a big old light bulb.
If you don't get the ingredients right, it's not going to come out right, and that's why it's a problem that my family tree doesn't fork. So it's actually my grandfather and his wife, my grandmother Lucy, who he married in 1976, coincidentally, the year that I was born. And they were together ever after. My grandfather had a drinking problem. He got sober. He was sober 31 years. My grandmother fought 5 kinds of cancer. My grandfather took care of her. She was the brains of the operation. He was the body of the operation. His brain was starting to dement.
Like this right here.
My great-grandmother also had Alzheimer's, and my grandmother got really sick. And she had finally liver cancer, and it killed her very quickly.
Nice, and, heartwarming story.
But anyway, they're dead. Well, he died after because of Alzheimer's and not doing so well in mental institution. But the point is, my family tree doesn't fork. They were never had children together.
You start off with incest, and then you go down a list of diseases.
And I asked my grandfather, I said, how do you... I said, how did you and grandma meet? And he goes,
the family reunion.
He goes, I saw her at my cousin's house and she was sitting on the steps. And I said, that's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. And I have to marry her. And it was this cousin. And he did. And they were like adults. It's not like they were like little kids. Like these were like 35-year-olds.
Where'd you meet her? At mom's house.
Oh my God.
At auntie's house.
Oh my God.
Why was she there? Oh, she lives there. She's my cousin. No, I don't think we have any such shenanigans on my side.
I never really did anything for my grandparents' anniversary. I feel like such an asshole. Like it just didn't occur to me. I didn't understand it.
What anniversaries?
I have a lot of things. Like I was kind of like left to my devices as a kid. Like I got sent to Catholic school. Sometimes we went to Friendlies. There was a lot of ice cream. I would go to the mall with my grandmother. We'd listen to classical music one day. Madonna on the way back. We'd watch Jeopardy. We watched Wheel of Fortune. We watched Golden Girls. We played Beauty Parlor. We played Trivial Pursuit. And I'd cut the lawn the wrong way. Yeah. In any case, I don't know what my point was. No. Really have no idea what the fuck my point was. So the customer support people.
Yes.
I'm like, and also we don't really have very much money. Can you hook us up? And is there a trial? Because this is a big deal for us. They come back with, well, if you buy the annual plan, no money. If you buy the annual plan, you can save 20%. Thank you for telling me. It's on every screen of your website 5 times. You need a new graphic designer. Hire my husband. Because let me tell you something. This bitch needs to step in to your business development department, or at least CMO, CEO. If I was healthy right now, I could do this in my fucking sleep. You fucking idiots. So they get back to me. They're like, nope, there's a free trial. And again, free trial doesn't work for my span of video, which I described in detail. So they're like, you can do that here. I'm like, well, that does me no fucking good. Did they answer my question about a different pricing structure?
No.
Did they answer my question about the appropriate pricing structure for my the appropriate plan for me and the pricing structure for that? No.
Did they assist you in finding the appropriate plan that would work for you?
No, they did not. And so that was the end of that email. So I'm like, all week I wasn't on feeling well. So all week I had my to-do list, call these fucking idiots or email these fucking idiots and get an actual answer to your question. And like somehow find a live human being, figure out if they are live human beings, go to the CEO's house or send someone, or like, I don't know, carrier pigeon out. I don't know how. LinkedIn. I have a lot of tech connections. I'm bound to know somebody.
Tech connections.
It's a small world after all. It's a small. We're not doing this. Okay.
No, it's
not a small world. So anyway, before I get to email them, they email me back and they're like, hey, how was their service? I'm like, wow, this is impressive. I'm like, that's fucking great. Like, you know what? You have redeemed yourself for the fact that the last person was a fucking idiot. I'm like, actually, please don't be mad at this person. They're just doing their best. Colton was his name. Kolton.
K with a K?
K. Colton, I got your number. I liked you. I gave you a chance. But you and your little friends have failed me.
Are you sure Colton
You are not the bad apple that spoiled the bunch. Rose is equally culpable. Let me finish. So then Rose emails me back. And I told her, I know he's trying to do his best, but he did not answer my question. And also, I suggest a different pricing structure so that small creators could come on board. Is there a free trial? I was very clear. Gets back to me. You can get 20% off by getting an annual membership.
He's trying to save you 20%.
And there's a free trial, blah, blah, blah. I just realized it must be 2 different AIs. Like they just put a different name on the AI.
Colton sounds like
you motherfuckers. I hate you.
Customer
I hate you, AI.
Online
you,
system.
AI. This is the decline of society right here. AI is going to get us all. Don't you think so?
Yes, but I think, well, I don't know if it's going to get us all. Let's hopefully
it's trying to get us.
Hopefully it can help
trying
us
to get over on
better.
That's how it starts. It gets 2 little podcasters and it spreads to the whole world.
How do you know we're not AI people?
You
don't know.
I think AI doesn't have floppy titties. If you've ever seen a floppy titty AI, let me know. Okay, but here's my question. And no programmer would ever design a man that didn't want to have his dick played with or wouldn't lick titties. What is wrong with him?
I'm perfect.
I feel like I have a penis. It's weird. Okay. Here's my point. Why do you look so angry?
I'm just trying to stay awake at this point. It's been a long week.
Okay, but it's only 9:20. Okay, so they do not answer my question again. And so I've emailed them back.
Is this like
and I'm at the point where I am like, oh, we got to loop back on Clearly Canadian. I have been friend zoned. I'm very upset about it. Okay. This is my email. Okay. So y'all want to work on your support or customer service sales because they hit email me. I'm truly interested in the product. I'd like to be able to use it, but I'm not but I cannot get an answer to my question. Sorry, I'm really high. Get an answer to my question for some crazy reason. Let me try to communicate more clearly. And I'm thinking to myself, maybe they just have engineers answering support questions because they're short-staffed. And engineers, not so much. But AI, also AI, because AI is fucking stupid. So now that I realize that it's AI, the story maybe is not as funny, but AI is taking over the world. It's terrifying. Okay, so I'm like, let me try to communicate this more clearly. We do our live stream podcast 5 nights a week, plus holidays and on fall weekends. 5 nights a week times 4.3 weeks a month equals 21.5 hours a month that we stream. Rounded up to 22 to account for each holiday or for the holidays. Each night, our show is 1.5 to 2 hours. So let's use the average of 1.75 for our calculations. I realize that this is weird. This is 22 days times 1.75 equals 38.5 hours a month of content. If we have 38.5 moments of content, I wrote 2 questions. If we have it, and is there a trial that we can try? And then I said that I didn't really say that.
So you just kept doing the same thing. It gets worse. And actually adding more information.
You haven't even heard the worst part. This is the worst part. I do not need to know by subscribing annually that I could save 20%. That has been repeatedly conveyed. I'm sorry, but I'm fucking going Stacy on their asses. I don't give a fuck what anybody calls me. I call me a big fat old lady bitch Karen. I don't I don't care. Whatever you want to call me. Stacy.
Something.
That's my name. Like the ting ting said.
Yeah.
They said it differently. Anyway. Then I said, is there a trial that I can use? Keep in mind that's at 1.7 hours long. Oh, so I was impressed that you followed up with support, but the follow-up was just as bad as the original lackluster support. Senior leadership should be aware of this. You're losing business between the limited pricing structure and the issues with simple questions from support. If you could answer my questions, that would be great. Stacy, not Doug. Oh, P.S. I signed both emails, Stacy. They call me Doug both times. I'm like, do you not see my name there? You're a fucking idiot. It's an AI. They're fucking stupid, and they're going to take over the world because we're so stupid. What do you think?
I think there's a lot of folks that, what we're saying is that people would be better than having an AI. Like if you got to talk to a person today, you could communicate with them in a meaningful manner. So therefore, artificial intelligence is not as good as actual intelligence, even if that person's a dumbass.
Hear me out. Items with actual human contact are going to become luxury items.
Like midget hand jobs.
Midget hand jobs, big luxury. Unless it's in like a really bad neighborhood. That's
or
how
it's in
most
a
things.
tent.
Have you ever noticed that that's how most things in society are?
Yeah.
Like that they're like in one, like say you're poor and like you're
right. That
like
whole
a
thing.
redneck.
If it's poor, it's bad, and if you're rich, having that same thing is good. Like
it's like you can like if you're drinking in the morning, it's a Bud Light, and you're like, well, maybe Bud Light's not the best example. Heineken is Heineken okay? I get Ling Ling, no, not Ling Ling. A PBR.
I don't think it's ever
some sort of beer. You're drinking some sort of beer in the morning. Not classy. Mimosas in the morning.
Classy.
Bougie.
Your friends have accents?
Rich.
Great.
Bougie.
When not so rich.
Maybe not so good.
That's looked down upon by the masses. Unfortunately.
Historical memorabilia. If you're poor,
you just have old stuff.
Trashy. Things like
you have a car from the 80s.
Perhaps a flag that might be considered offensive by some. But if you're rich, perhaps you have an old building on your property that used to house slaves. Maybe there's some buried in your backyard.
Not quite the same. It's not quite what we were going for.
You have one that's a cousin. I feel so bad for those poor people.
I watched a thing about they were doing ancestry of certain people, and I think it was Maya Rudolph, and they did her thing, and they traced her ancestry back to this 5-year-old kid who was a slave, and she like was, oh my God, because she had like a 5-year-old at the time, and you don't think about like kids being enslaved like as part of the slave families and things like that, but that was sort of a thing that I'm sorry to bum you guys out. I mean, we were talking about diseases and incest, and then we were talking about hand jobs. We were talking about bad AI.
I have some other things we can talk about. We're not talking. Oh, I would like to talk about Digest-Zen. It's an essential oil from doTERRA. You can buy it in a roller boil bottle or a dropper bottle. I enjoy a roller bottle, but I also had the dropper bottle for a different reason. So I do not sell it. I do have a juicera wholesale membership. I'm happy to help anybody who wants to get the wholesale membership. If you don't have to get it through me, I'll tell you what I do that helps me save money. If you do get it under me, I think I get like a couple bucks. Like when you sign, I get like $20 or something. I really don't know the exact numbers, but anyway, you buy a little kit, you can get the stuff cheap. And we have replaced most of our household items with it. Cleaning products, over-the-counter medications, beauty products, bug repellents,
sunscreens,
fabric softeners, sunscreens, like you name it. Laundry detergent, hand soap, we've replaced it, everything. And so I get the digest, and when my tummy's bothering me, and I put a little bit in my belly button, and then I make a big spiral on my stomach with the roller ball, and my stomach feels a lot better. And I've done that the last couple of days, and it's really helped.
What is the science behind that?
I don't know.
I don't either.
If somebody wants to come on and talk about essential oils
and science behind them, now I can see certain things, like obviously like clove oil makes your skin numb because there's esters in there or something, but I don't know how rubbing an oil on your skin.
Did the peppermint help today?
I breathed the peppermint when I had a headache, and it helped. Because
I would put it on the back of your neck and under your nose and on your temples. So peppermint essential oil is great for energy, and it's great for is that fucking thing again?
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
Positive, it's a different sound. Last night we had the mosquito spraying truck who was supposed to go by at 2 a.m, but I think he was trying to get in
while we're in the middle of the live stream. 3 fucking times. We were fogged by bugs. We had to go inside, take all of our clothes off, shower, which we're exhausted. Then we're afraid to come outside because there's bug spray everywhere. Never mind the pool.
But it did pour.
Fortunately, the wind was blowing the other way, which sucks though, because that means that the fucking poison's in the fucking canal. And people in fucking town, I'm like, hey, is there a schedule on this? Is there a way to not be on the route? Can we not live here? And
it's not that bad.
No, people are yelling at me it's perfectly safe. I've lived here for 6 years. Listen, good for you. Enjoy your poison. I just don't want any. And I would like to say that there have been a lot of chemicals that people have been exposed to in this country that we were told were perfectly safe. And I'm not going to name any specific ones,
like saccharin and red dye number 2.
But I'm not going to name any specific things that are going to get me in trouble. But I do have some questions about margarine and I don't know, DDT and
DDT caused
the syphilis treatment that was received by the Tuskegee Airmen. That was nice of them.
It was nice of them. I don't know about that. I don't know if it was very nice. But you know what? Yeah.
Bug on my foot.
I don't know. It poured today.
I fell in the pool.
That would be hysterical because it would be on the video and we would be viral and we'd have a million hits. Maybe. It would be fantastic. But you can't fake it because I know you.
Could you imagine?
What if you got a million hits? Seeing you get yourself falling in the pool.
Holy shit! I'm not saying we should stage that.
No, I'm not staging that. You have something organic, like a kid.
I don't know,
dancing and hitting a lamp.
Here's one for you. Do we, for our 100th episode?
Yeah.
If we can get 100,000 viewers.
Yeah.
But we don't. Or listen, this is a pact we could make. Okay.
Pact coming.
You guys are in on it, and you can tell your friends. If they want to tell their friends, they can tell their friends. I realize that it seems like a stupid thing, but if we get 100,000 followers by our 100th episode, we will stage that, and only the people that have been watching so far will know. So then it'll go viral, and you guys can all be like, I knew about it first. And then we'll be a regular thing on the podcast, and you guys can all be guests. And we'll sponsor your businesses and tell everybody how much we love you, because we do. We really appreciate you. And every single day, we look forward to doing this. We actually miss you on the weekends, and we wonder what you're doing.
The thing is, on the weekends,
we're in love with you.
Since we don't have to do that, we're oh, what are we going to do? What are we going to do tonight? But also exhausted from doing a week.
Because we were up late, and then of course late for us, and then it takes a while to wind down afterwards, if we can even wind down. Plus Doug has to help me with stuff because I usually feel so shitty. And sometimes by the time we get in the house, I'm literally crying. And but I usually power through it. And thank you for giving me a reason to live. it's sad, but it's true. And you know, we really wanted to help people and bring people together and I don't know, entertain people. And yeah, we would love to make some money, but more importantly, we'd love to be in a position to do some philanthropy. And I don't know, we're just really grateful for you guys, and we talk about it every single day. And I didn't even write down my gratitude today. And there's a fucking owl over there.
There's something over there.
Hello,
some chirp over there.
If anybody would like to name our owl, we would like to know what to name the owl. You know what's going to happen? This is what's going to happen. I'm going to do something that's really bad, and we're going to get like fucking hate mail or something. It's going to go viral. We're going to get hate mail. We're going to have to make a public apology, or maybe like our first video goes viral and everybody loves us. We get to go on like a talk show or of some sort, or like an AI show or whatever they do. And then maybe they give us even a reality show, but then they find an old tape that we made, because this is how it always happens. And we're canceled for something I said. And
then you're going to say, catch me outside.
How about that?
How about that?
Well, everybody hates you already because you're an old white man.
I am an old white man.
People find me to be adorable.
My first gratitude today was an old coworker and longtime supporter of me.
People walking by. Do people walk by have any idea what we're doing?
No.
Sorry. Keep telling your story. I'm sorry.
Anyway, my friend's daughter might be in a position to help me.
Oh yeah, that was so awesome.
Get some music published. I don't want to say where or when, but we're gonna proceed. Apparently, she was in a position to use some music of some other folks I know, and she's always on the lookout. So that was that was kind of like, really, yeah, because I kind of knew this connection, but I didn't have an opportunity to check in with him. So that would help everybody. I was very psyched about that, and he once said that I was the best design guy he's come across in his 30-year career. So that is certainly not an understatement. Doug is absolutely phenomenal at what he does. And actually, I need to loop back onto this about something that happened today, but it just shows, it's such a sweet story about what a great graphic designer Doug is. So what was the other thing that happened? The oh God, my brain went. The logo in the movie.
Yeah, but I was on I was still in the last thing.
Oh, on the music thing?
What was the music thing? Oh, I was saying that you're making your music and that you may have an opportunity to have that done. And you're this brilliant graphic designer. And I think you're just pretty awesome.
Thank you.
But you're also my caregiver, and you're usually pretty good at that. You're actually been getting better lately, and you're getting better at taking care of yourself. And I'm very, very proud of you.
Oh, look at this right here.
What's that?
Kathleen, love Doug's design, best I've ever worked with. Now that's saying something, because she is
Kathleen's a noob.
She is a pro. Kathleen is one of the most awesome people and kind-hearted and just sweet people that I know.
I am both happy and terrified that Kathleen's here, because she seems like a nice person. And
Kathleen, this is not a nice place.
You're gonna be like, oh my God, who is this woman that he married? Doug used to be normal. He's gone off the deep end too. He's not nearly as far off the deep end as she is, but boy,
well, I think
they think that you've caught what I have. Remember when you got those emails from people saying that I turned you into a Republican, or that I was warping your fragile little mind?
That was all.
Somebody emailed him and was like, I can't believe you're letting your wife warp your fragile little mind, you fucking idiot.
No, people, just because she was on the opposite side of the aisle of me, and they're like, oh, she must be telling you what to do. I'm like, what are you talking about? No, so
I do not lead him around the dick. Unfortunately, I'm hornier than he is, so it's kind of like the other way around. He grabs me by the pussy.
I hope Kathleen left, because she's too nice to listen to this nonsense.
No, he doesn't. That's the problem. I have to grab myself by the pussy. That is
no locker room talk here, folks. No secret tapes.
That's why I'm always riding around on those flamingos.
I'm sorry, folks. I'm sorry.
Your line is,
that's my wife. Whenever she says something like that, that's my wife. So that's gonna be my, it's my "what you talking about, Willis" line. That's my wife.
My wife.
It's my wife.
Well, maybe that's what this podcast should be called. That's my wife.
Yeah, that would be good.
You know that we don't come up in a fucking Google search. If you go to Google on videos and you search marital hate, we come up on the 3rd page.
Really?
Yep.
That's because our SEO is in the crapper.
Oh,
we gotta hire an SEO company now.
It's,
my God, it's always
any
something.
Money. If y'all have any ideas, we would truly, truly appreciate it. Kathleen says right back at you. I don't know what I said there.
No. I said that she was one of the sweetest people going, and she said right back at you. So there you go.
Maybe she's weird like me. We can be besties if you
if,
are.
If Kathleen's weird like you, she's very, very sweet like you. But I don't think she has that
insanity.
That je ne sais quoi that you have.
Je ne sais quoi. Is that a new strain of weed? Because right now I'm on Trainwreck and it's pretty good shit.
Yeah. Well, it's aptly named.
Good shit because I cannot.
Aptly named.
So my entire right side is in total agony and I don't give a fuck. So yay for marijuana.
I was just gonna laugh at that, but it's not funny.
It's gonna be funny because I'm gonna be all horned up and shit after this. And you'll be like, "Oh, look at you! I will do the things with you."
Why do you turn it? You get high from. All right. So first of all, disease, pain, cannabis oil.
You never.
She turns into South Park.
This show is like,
hey, what you doing?
This show is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Oh my god, how is that's got to be like a line that's always used?
Probably.
I still think I'd like to thank the writers of this show. They're doing a fantastic job.
Really,
can we get a round of applause?
They make you look really crazy. They make you look crazy and make.
Oh my god, we have to start doing that at the end of episode. Thanking the writers.
Thank the writers.
We'd like to thank the writers.
Speaking of thanking the writers, today,
and then we crossing the writers' strike. I'm sorry, isn't there a writers' strike?
There's a writers' strike.
So wouldn't we be crossing the writers' strike if we're thanking the writers?
We have our own union. Thank you.
It's called marriage.
It's called our brain. Actually, there is no writing. It's just whatever comes out of our mouths. For richer
and poorer and sickness and health. What's the luck that we get both of those? Like, why couldn't we had like, I don't know, kittens and puppies and like
and rainbows, sunshine, lollipops.
Happy, well-adjusted children who aren't like struggling right now. And we really want to help or we don't talk to or have their, although everybody has their challenges and you just want everybody's, every single person on this planet has their struggles, every single one. But when you're a parent, and in my case, a parent or a step-parent, and I think for Doug too, the last thing you want to see is your kids suffer, or even any kids suffer. Like I think I think any parent has that where they can't stand to see any kids suffer.
No.
And I think most people have it, but some people who don't, there's people that don't like kids. I don't get those people. I don't like some kids.
Another pet peeve.
I treat them like adults. I treat children like. Do you ever?
I'll save it for another episode.
Did you ever notice that I treat children like adults, but I am myself a child?
Well, I call you a super toddler.
Are people going to think I'm like Michael Jackson?
No, but you have a very nurturing way about yourself, and you reach the child on their level, and that's exactly what you need to do sometimes.
I was actually. Talking to Todd this week about becoming.
It's another one for the montage. Another yawn for the montage video.
I'm tired. I have narcolepsy. I really do. I have narcolepsy. I have a really severe case.
I'm starting to think that you're just a hypochondriac because you have all these diseases.
My medical file is like this thick. How many fucking tests have they sent me for? I wish they would just fucking put me to sleep already. I deserve it.
I'm gonna look into this, folks. I'll get back to you.
What can I do to get put to sleep? Is there some sort of non-violent criminal act that I could commit? Like, I don't know. Defraud the American public? Would they put me in jail for that because I'm poor and white and old?
Yeah, I would like to say that one of my my gratitude items today was that on while we were eating lunch, we watched the finale episode of Mrs. Maisel.
Oh my god, so good!
I think it was a good series. I love anything from like a different era, and they really did that well. And it was the last episode, and I don't know if they ended it the best they could, but there were some really good moments in that episode. So if you haven't watched it, you should watch it. Marvelous Ms. Maisel as a Mrs. Maisel. Yeah, she's a comedian in the 50s or something like 50s and 60s, maybe 60s. And then there's flash of heads and stuff like that. So it's actually pretty cool. That was one of my gratitudes. Do you have another gratitude?
Oh, that's what we're on now? Because I thought we were still going down the list.
Oh, no, we're saving the rest of the list for this is a long weekend.
We did this one. Oh, I'll just tell them the movie that we watched. They have to watch it.
We watched the I'm not sure of the name of the movie. Is it called Air?
Is it Air? I think it was Air or Air Jordan. It's a Michael Jordan movie. It's Michael Jordan Nike movie.
Yeah, and it's all about the signing of Michael Jordan by the character played by Matt Damon and Ben
Affleck's in it.
Jason Bateman.
Jason Bateman's amazing, and it's so cool because it's the whole '80s theme, and Bateman's in it. Chris Tucker.
Yeah.
And Viola Davis.
Viola Davis does a great job.
What is she not amazing in? And how hot is she? Oh my God, Viola Davis is hot as shit.
So, anyways, I think I'd heard on the internet that it was kind of boring, but it was really good. I
Amazing.
think the only
I can't wait to watch it again. Like I'm gonna have to watch it again like 4 or 5 times.
My only criticism of it was that they kind of like jammed in a bunch of 80s stuff. They're like, okay, here's Trivial Pursuit, here's a Rubik's Cube, here's a this.
That's the thing about the 80s, is that's how marketing was. Is things were so jammed in your face, and they started to hide it for a little while. Did you ever guys notice that? Like marketing was super in your face for a while. And I think they do that when the economy, obviously, right? When the economy is in a good position, they're doing a shitload of marketing, and it becomes overbearing. But when the economy is in a really bad position, there's less marketing, or it's just more shitty marketing because people are doing their own marketing. So I think in a down economy, like a good quality designer.
Well, I think that's where good ideas come from, because people need to innovate, because it's not like they're not like printing
and that's
money,
the problem
so
with AI. That's another problem with AI, is everything's going to be like tacky as shit and very uniform to some extent, because there's no they can only draw from their experience, and maybe they are able to learn to some extent, but they don't have a heart and soul. Like you need a heart and soul for music. You need a heart and soul for at least some measure of heart and soul for music and art and I don't know, film. And
in my musical head, you kept saying heart and soul, and I'm playing it on the piano in my little mind. I'm like playing the heart and soul.
Mark
song.
My words, it's going to be 2 forms of human connection in the future. There's going to be high touch human connection that people pay a lot of money for,
midget hand jobs.
Then there's going to be midget hand jobs.
Yeah, the two. Those are the only two. That's you take
like crackhead midget hand jobs. Would you if you had so you go to the strip club.
Easy.
Hang on, you go to the strip club.
Yeah.
There's a midget, and she looks hot as shit. Clearly has fake tits. She got that good midget ass. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Super hot. Black. You love black.
That might be quote of the night. She got that good midget ass.
She got that good midget ass. She's black. She has natural black hair. You love that. And so you go over, and she wants to give you a lap dance. Yeah. And she says, "Oh, it's your birthday. I'll give you a free lap dance." And she gets on your lap dance, and she's sitting there, and she's twerking and stuff, and she turns around, and she has meth mouth. What do you do?
What do I do?
We have questions in our marriage.
How do I not notice the meth mouth when she's, hey, wanna lap dance? I would have noticed that
mouth.
So anyway,
midget. Well, I'm glad we found somebody that's your type. So when I die, if you know any African American little people with natural hair, large breasts, and a ridiculous personality,
and she got to have that good midget ass,
and have her that good midget ass, and set her up with my husband.
That's my wife.
I think because hear me out. I believe that Black women have the best asses, and I also believe that midgets have the best asses. So I'm just saying that a Black midget would have the best ass of all.
I'll Google it once we're off the show.
Okay,
I'll let you know.
I don't mean to classify people by the color of their skin, but if something correlates like that, you have to wonder why. It's the scientific method.
Close your eyes and you don't see the meth mouth. That's a good. This coming from Todd, who has impaired sight.
I can't even.
Todd, you're a genius.
Oh my God! Can we just talk about? Let's talk about the rest of this thread. Charlie is asking what I miss.
Wow.
And he says, "I am grateful that I made the tall end of the show." Oh, Charlie. I'm glad you're here now, but we have talked about you this evening. And Todd, I just find it very ironic that just after Charlie has spoken, you say you got close your eyes so that you don't see the meth mouth. And I have a friend who had some experience with that. Perhaps he will come on the podcast sometime and tell us about it.
Talk about his meth mouth
experiences. We're not going to name any names. They know their name. If they ever watch this, I don't even know if they know that this is a podcast. Do they? Okay. Anyway, we're I guess we're supposed to be wrapping up because it's 9:45. We told you, Mrs. Maisel, holy fuck, we cried. It was unbelievable.
She cried.
We'll go into it a little bit more if you guys watch it over the weekend. Let's talk about it on Monday. Like, let's make it like a homework assignment. We will do Monday. Are we supposed to do a day over the weekend? Because maybe we should do Sunday night game again. The only reason I would say to do it is because for people that don't have anything to do or are disabled, it would give them something to do on Sunday night. Does anybody want to do a...
There are veterans out there.
Does anyone...
We have to remember our veterans. I think that's disrespectful.
I think it's Memorial Day.
It's Memorial Day, yeah. So
yeah, but what I'm saying is, like, that's veterans are a perfect example. I mean, veterans, disabled veterans are home by themselves. They often don't have family, and they're the largest homeless population. So, does a Sunday help people?
Well, the holiday is Monday. The observance of the holiday would be Monday.
Nothing to do. Well, we're definitely going to do Monday. We will definitely do Monday, but Sunday, I don't know. Do we need to do Sunday? And it's more just because I think some people, this is their tribe. And so I want to make sure that, that they always have, that they know somebody's not far away. And of course, you could always reach out to us, message us on Facebook. You can email us. All of our contact information is on the bottom of the screen. So you can reach us in any of those ways. And
actually, you folks watching to see if school's canceled on that, it's not going to show up. It's just
we should totally put that up one day.
School quabbing.
Oh my God, that would be amazing if we did that one day. Where we just took the school closing report. That would totally go. Oh my God, we have to do that. School closing report would definitely go viral.
That's how I knew all the towns in Massachusetts. No school, Swansea. No school.
Oh my God, we have to start doing that. We have to start doing that.
What? Put a school.
Put all those like if you're the snow report all winter.
Yeah.
We have to do that. That would be the funniest fucking thing. Like us sitting here with the flamingos and like margaritas and like a sunburn, like Mickey Mouse here.
That's not nice.
In a oh my God, I'd have to go Mrs. Roper. Hear me out.
Not with the Mrs. Roper.
Hear me out. I started getting fabric, like any fabric I can, like old sheets. I just started collecting old sheets from people. Okay. Everybody send me your old sheets and I am going to tie dye them in various fashions or paint them or otherwise make them fancy. Okay. Hear me out. And I will make one a day. This is cool. Actually, I think I have a really cool idea. Okay. You send me your sheets. If you have any dye, that would be helpful.
I'm sorry. My wife did not just go, hey, send me your sheets. I'm going to make a hood and a robe.
Hear me out. Okay. Send me your sheets or any miscellaneous sewing supplies or dyeing or painting supplies that you have or rubber bands or whatever I might need because I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. You send it to me if you want to be helpful. And what I will do is I will make a Mrs. Roper style caftan and I will wear one every night on the show because that's all I ever fucking wear because I'm a goddamn weirdo. And after every show, we'll raffle it off and the money will go to pay for podcast expenses, like the stupid editing software that is being.
Do you know that every idea that you have ends with and we'll raise money for the podcast?
I'm trying to think of ways to pay for something. I'm trying to be creative.
So,
can we win the lottery, please?
So Charlie says he missed the whole thing about the midgets with the great midget.
You're gonna have to watch again.
Have to put this on repeat.
What did Todd say?
Todd said, "Close your eyes so you don't see the meth mouth."
Oh,
yeah.
African midgets with a great ass. Yeah, I think that the African midgets have the best asses. That's all I'm just saying.
African American.
I think that's African American. No, you don't have to be. You could just be in Africa. I don't know if.
Well,
I'm sure there's midgets in Africa.
They have to have them. Yeah.
Problem is it's very confusing if you're South African because then you're African, but like they don't like people I think have a chip on their shoulder about South Africans, and I've never met a South African that I didn't like. I've spent time with them. They're awesome. I get to play cricket with them, so that was fun. And not so much for the apartheid, but they have all
She's
the dead
exchanging
animals.
cougarans with them.
They have all of the dead animals. It's so crazy. I went to a house where there was like it was this party up in like Newburyport or something. And I was the only American. Once again, I always get myself into these situations where I'm the only American. How many stories have you heard of me saying that? And I've never left. Like I've been to Poland once, or Canada once when I was in the 8th grade. Like I am not a world traveler. I somehow managed to make friends from every corner of the globe, no matter where I end up.
I'm about to build a raft and push you towards Cuba. Then you can see Cuba.
I like Cubans. Manny's hot.
Manny.
He's hot, but he's like goofy. Like I feel like I would be like, Manny, settle down. There you go. Manny, I do not represent the Tuck Here brand. I've gone rogue, clearly. But do you know that when I hear Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus, I always think of you. And I say, Doug, call Manny. And when I hear Cecilia, even though it's Cecilia and not Celia, we have to call Celia. And whenever I hear Billy Joel, I have to call Doug and annoy him. You're special.
Well, the reason the Party in the USA, I at a meeting in Chicago, and that's where Manny lives. He picked me up on the way in his brand new just Pimpmobile, and I get it, and he's playing Party of the USA. I'm like, Manny, is this the kind of music you listen to? And of course he has kids, he's got a daughter and stuff. So anyways, it was kind of funny.
Why do you think that Manny doesn't like Miley Cyrus? He's a sales guy. They're
well, if he does upbeat. Then
I know, but it's like one of the things that most salespeople are really into productivity and personal development. I really am. I can't beat it out of myself. Actually, Charlie and I are doing some reading together. I'm finishing up Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill, the original 1938 text. I'm finishing up. It's amazing. I highly recommend it. I'm not done yet. And then Charlie and I are going to read Rich Dad, Poor Dad. We would love it if you join us. And I have a book after that I'm going to read, Boundaries. I hope Charlie will join me, and I hope you guys will too. And
you guys should maybe form a book club,
like a book club. Well, you'll get the Cliff Notes while we're here. It'll be like the Cliff Notes for you lazy fuckers that don't want to read. The rest of us can talk about it.
If I wanted to read, I'd read.
We'll learn something. It'll be like Rogan, but without like qualified
You know
guests.
what the problem is with this podcast is that there's no side conversation. You can have your conversation with Charlie about the book, but I can't have a side conversation with.
Well, you could do a dance.
An interpretive dance.
Make it oh my God. How much would you guys love that? Doug doing an interpretive dance. Wait, what would an interpretive dance of me and Charlie bickering look like? I never smacked him. I wanted to.
Those are the opposing viewpoints. It's interpretive. It's not.
Can I tell you something?
Representative.
Can I tell you something? Yes. This is a weird thing to say, but it's a weird compliment to make. But I think Charlie is one of the only men in my entire life, and I'm talking about like one of a handful of men in my entire life, including inappropriate adults, who has never made me feel like creeped out or uncomfortable, despite the fact that he has a massive dong that I'm terrified of. If you haven't watched the show before, big theme here is that my friend Charlie has a massive dong.
He makes
it's the size of a wiffle ball bat.
He makes me
scares
feel.
Me.
He makes me feel uncomfortable for the both of us.
I think that if Charlie had sex with me, he could put his dick through me like a pig on a skewer and come out the other end and go right up your butt.
That's great. All right, we're done here tonight. Thank you.
I'm the worst
guys.
wife ever.
Well, we might see you Sunday.
No,
we might not.
Let's talk about something else.
No, we're done. We're done here.
Let's talk about something else.
Do some gratitude. I have already done a bunch of gratitude.
Okay, so I'm really grateful that that the rain came today because we really needed it.
Yes, it was actually quite nice. We opened the house. It was a nice rhythm of the rain. It was nice. Unfortunately, the guy that was here to put fertilizer on the lawn.
Oh my God, the poor guy
got trapped in his truck for.
I'm like, should we invite him inside? But the house is a mess. We don't really have
yeah.
anything to feed you, and I really wish we could. I sat there feeling bad.
Yeah, I felt bad.
And
He was a nice guy.
And it wasn't like we're gonna go out and bring him a popsicle because we didn't have an umbrella. Do we have an umbrella?
Yeah,
I've never used one.
I believe I have.
In Florida, you kind of need
one or two umbrellas in my car, and there's one hanging in the garage.
We actually
right
talked
by
about
the door.
It was raining pretty hard before. We talked about having one of us wear a poncho.
Yeah, we were gonna wear a poncho, but we ended up moving in a little bit off the thing. But our chairs were soaked, so we had to swap them out.
You know, I just realized.
Yeah.
You know how you love The Odd Couple?
Yes, I love The Odd Couple.
We are The Odd Couple.
We really are.
And I'm really sorry if I upset you before. I have a sixth sense of humor sometimes.
No, you don't upset me. I think it was just a little over the edge of decency.
Well,
much further than a midget hand job.
What you're saying is I'm a little over the top.
Well, you're a lot over the top.
I think that's obvious. Anyway, I'm sorry, and I appreciate you. I appreciate the fact that you made burgers for lunch today.
Burgers for lunch.
I have been fasting, so I only eat when at noon and 5. And I don't snack usually between meals. Sometimes I'll have a snack between lunch and dinner, but I only eat between noon and 5. And Doug's been really great about staying on top of that and doing relatively healthy stuff. Although we did have public subs the other days, but I only ate half. I haven't had much appetite. And so today you made burgers, no buns, coleslaw, homemade coleslaw.
Yep. And then we had leftover chickpea pasta
fettuccine Alfredo, which was it's high in protein.
If you guys like that, Bonza
really
pasta is actually pretty good.
And if you're doing keto or Atkins or maybe even Mediterranean, you can do Bonza pasta fettuccine Alfredo.
Right. So the funny thing about the burgers today is that yesterday when I went to Publix, I'm like, oh, I'm trying to cut down the carbs a little bit, and for a bunch of reasons. But I'm like, oh, I'll just get some gluten-free, hamburger buns. They don't have anything in the bakery. I go over, they had gluten-free bread and bagels, but in the bread aisle. Then I'm like, they have something in the frozen area. Well, I'm looking, and it's like, well, the first one I knew the brand, and I know their brand isn't very good, and it was like $8 something. I'm like, I'm not paying $8 something for a hot dog or for hamburger buns. So I found this other brand, and I'm like, oh, this looks good, right? It was a lot less, and so I buy it, and I'm like, I was pretty proud of myself. I'm like, I'll try something new, whatever. Right? So then I look at the first ingredient, I get it home, I take it out, and the first ingredient is whole grain wheat, and I'm like, what? And I look, and it was all protein enriched hamburger buns, not gluten-free.
I mean, it could have been worse, but it could have been better. Yeah. I think that the Dave's Killer Bread,
but they were pretty good. They were.
But anytime you have protein and like some amount of carbohydrates, I think that they kind of even each other out. But if you have just the carbs, forget it. It's like we talked about. What was it like was it a 75% or 57%? Actually, I'll tell you right now. Last night we talked about the increase in remember it was the increase in insulin spike.
Oh, yeah.
When you eat your food in order. So if you eat your food in this order, and it was like dramatically, it was either 50 or 75% or some crazy number reduction in insulin spike. You get your plate of food, you eat your vegetable, you eat your protein, you eat your starch. I have been doing this my entire life. I always thought it was just because I'm a fucking weirdo, but apparently it's the best way to control an insulin spike that our body naturally does. I'm starting to feel really nauseous.
All right.
So I really
gotta go get the bowl.
Oh, we have puked before.
And now we have
there is a comment. There's 2 comments. I'm really sorry, guys. I'm gonna have to cut it short because I'm really not feeling well. There are midgets in Africa, not sure of their color. I'm sure that they come in every color.
Yeah, every area.
They're allowed to travel.
Nobody wants me to
dance.
I kind of do.
Charlie dancing is awesome.
But I want you to dance with a sword, like some sort of, like Shogun warrior.
If Charlie will allow us, I have a video of him dancing in my kitchen that is amazing, and I would love to share it. African midgets, he will be more over the top to her. There you go. If Doug get an African midget, he will be more over the top to her. Okay. Yes.
Comments.
All right, guys, we gotta go.
All
Thanks.
Right.
Good night.
Have a great weekend, guys. Enjoy.
And broadcast. Sorry.